Alright, what's good, people? It's your boy Dre, and I'm back with another video. As I stated, I was definitely going to make this video for y'all. It's the 100% real reason why I became a flat earther. No trolling involved. Straight, serious business, okay? You know, as y'all know before, I've done flat earth videos, but I really want to definitely break this down so that way you can understand where the hell I'm actually coming from. Viewer discretion is advised, okay? I am going to be cussing. You just heard me say hell. I'm not going to do it too much, but, you know, I am going to be saying a couple of vulgar languages as well. But I really want y'all to pay attention to this, okay? Here's the reason why I really became a flat earther, okay? I actually looked into it, as I explained it in pretty much every other video that I've done. It's something that I've actually accomplished in life that most people are not willing to do. Not going to say they can't do it. They have the ability to do it, but they're not willing to do it. You know, because they do not read no books, and they don't use their actual 5 senses in real life. I'm dead serious. Okay? With that being said, though, here's another reason why. It's also let me know this, that a lot of the people that sit here and argue with me about it, you guys only sit in the comments section. You're a bunch of fanboys. Let's be real. That's what you are. You're fanboys. You don't never want to actually have a real life debate with me. Never do at all. Every time that I'm talking to you guys, and most of y'all I grew up with, some of y'all I'm friends with, you know, on Facebook, I'll be like, well, if you think I'm wrong about the flat earth and all that, let's get into a real live debate. Let's get in a live stream. They never want to do that, though. And I find that really funny, that they never want to actually go into a live debate and actually tell me why I'm wrong. Because I can actually show them books. I can actually show them real life pictures of things that we've done. They don't never have nothing that they showed for themselves. But they want to sit there and write long ass paragraphs to me. I just find that funny. I mean, if we're friends, right? We're friends on social media, and this is what it's called, social media. So you should socialize, not just talk in the comments section. I actually want to hear your voice. I want you to voice your opinions. We're grown adults here. We can do that. I don't block people on my live streams. I actually welcome people. I want y'all to come on here and express to me why it's wrong. You see, like I said, you guys that sit there and talk in the comments section, you're a bunch of fanboys. In fact, you're like corporate slaves. You kind of remind me of the guys that I used to argue with back when I was doing console war videos. You know, sometimes I used to troll on there, but then I stopped and actually started doing real serious videos saying how fucked up you guys are in the mind, for real, because you do no reading, do no research, you like being a fan of something, but you never know the whole story behind everything. Now, I've also said in previous videos as well that formal education is a form of slavery, and that self-education is actually beneficial, you know, learning things for yourself. See, learning about the globe is formal education. Formal education, this is what it means: to form you into their beliefs. Self-education is learning for yourself. Informal education, okay? I'm here to inform you. You're here to look at things for yourself, okay? That's what you need to understand. Alright, so let me tell you about the things that I did read. Okay? Read about the Antarctic Treaty, how Nobody can go through Antarctica. We read about a lot of the space programs, and they're now coming out saying that they've never been to the moon. They really have said this. You look at the Buzz Aldrin live stream, or the Buzz Aldrin post there, where the 8-year-old girl asked him, why haven't we never gone back to the moon? And you know, he was drunk, and you know, when you drink, the truth really do come out. He straight up said, we have never gone there. Now, there's some people that will sit there and say, well, no, that's not what he meant. No, he really meant we've never gone there. I mean, when it comes to you globe believers, man, I just want to understand something. Do you guys actually use common sense, for real? Because when you come out into a real life situation, formal education's not going to help you. And I'm going to tell you something, actually. When it came to formal education and then getting out of high school, man, most of the stuff that I learned in high school has not applied to my real life situation. And that's why I say flat earth is actually something that I can embrace, that I enjoy, you know. It lets me know that I've actually done something that most people cannot do in real life. Let's be honest. Most of you guys that sit here and argue in the comment section, you only do that because you're scared to actually talk in real life. Let's be honest. I'm dead serious. I mean, when I ask you come on the live stream, I be asking you, let's bet some money on it. I be dead serious. I put this on my cousin's grave. I'm dead serious. I'll bet the whole paycheck just to show you what I'm saying is really the truth. I ain't got nothing to hide from you. I ain't got nothing to lie to you about. In fact, that's why I do all these live streams. Same thing goes with the workout videos. The problem with our society here for today is that you guys go with common belief instead of actually experimenting for yourself and doing things from your own experience. You know, that's why I try to tell y'all, self-educate yourself so you really know what's going on. Another thing is this, a lot of you guys, if you would have seen my one video where I mentioned that black people need to actually start reading books, or black people need to start knowing this type of stuff, I can always put the link in the description here and share it with you guys. I brought up the Bible. You know how a lot of these guys really believe in the Bible but have never really read it. Okay? The Bible actually does talk about flat earth, though. It really does. It says that the sun and the moon is the ones that move, not the earth. It says the earth does not move. It really does say that in the Bible. And I've pointed it out to them. You know, with black people, okay, they said that the best way to hide information from a Negro is to put it in a book. There is so much truth to that. Swear. You really got to start reading books. Like, I've already showed the scriptures in the previous videos. Y'all can go take a look at that. But you can go in Psalms 104, 1 through 5. Psalms 102, verse 25. The book of Genesis will definitely tell you the whole thing. It tells you how the earth was actually made. Tells you about the flood of Noah and how there is a firmament in the sky. How the floodgates of the waters came out of the sky. All that. Y'all just should start reading that. But for those of you who really do believe in this Bible, though, to sit here and say that you don't believe in a flat earth, but you believe in a Bible is kind of contradictory. Another thing that I've noticed, too, as I stated, you guys don't take no pictures of nothing, but you'll believe everything that NASA and all them other space programs have told you, right? I just want to know something from you guys. If you believe everything that they told you that they went to space and all that, how come you guys aren't brave enough to ask them, can we actually take a vacation there? Or actually win a sweepstakes? I mean, these guys make billions of dollars here, right? You mean to tell me they can't give you a better picture, in 4K resolution, at least 1080p at 60 frames per second? They can't do that. But meanwhile, we can do that, and we're doing this on Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever, YouTube. We're able to do video recordings in those resolutions, but they can't give you a resolution at that, and they make more money than you by a long shot. That just makes no sense to me. Another thing is this too. As I stated before, you guys lack a little bit of common sense. I mean, you say that you could see and feel bigger objects according to science class. Now you're saying that the earth is so big that you wouldn't be able to see the rotation, you would not feel the rotation. How does that scientifically make sense? Just sit down and think for yourself. How does it make sense for an object to be too big to notice if it moves or not? Just sit down and think. Please. I'm asking this as a friend. Why can't y'all guys sit down and use your brain? You kind of like the guys that I talked to in the exercise videos. Y'all always want to tell me about some book that you read or something that sounds comfortable to you guys, but you never actually go out and do it for yourself and actually find out if what they are telling you is the truth or not. Like, for example, you always hear guys saying, well, you need to exercise this way. You only need to lift weights to actually make gains, which I can tell you that's not true at all, because I'm primarily a calisthenics person, but I do lift weights, right? Even though I do smoke, I could put most of you guys to shame. I'm just saying there. Just black them out. I know smoking ain't healthy, but like I said, I could put most of you guys to shame for real. Because I'm not one of them guys who just only going to look at shit that sounds good to me. I'm going to go do the test myself. I smoke while I had a bite too. But anyway. Pretty good. Anyway though, what books have you guys read? Not just only the stuff that sounds comfortable to you, but what about the stuff that's not comfortable to you? Do you guys actually use your brain? Do you actually listen to what they told you? I mean, I thought you guys said don't believe everything that's in mainstream media, but the globe is actually something that's part of mainstream media. Flat Earth would be alternative, right? Or independent research. That's why I looked into it. A lot of you guys sit here and think it's crazy that they would lie about something like that, but they would, just to get money off of you. And today was the day of the eclipse. It was a year ago, right? I've mentioned this in the video before. Actually, a couple videos. If you look at my last video, you should hear what I say, but I'm actually going to repeat myself here and maybe get more into detail on it. Okay, during the eclipse, that was the day that I got hired at Lorca, where I work at right now. They hired me on. Right after they hired me, that's when they said the eclipse was supposed to start around like 2:30 in the afternoon. When I looked at that thing, there was a lot of things strange. I could tell it was fake. Look through it through a welding glass there. You did see the moon inside the sun, right? But it wasn't the moon, though. I'm going to let you know that right now. It wasn't a moon. It looked more like a bat signal or like a reflection off of some type of projector. I'm serious. Because once you you actually look into that and then actually have took a picture of it, the moon wasn't actually inside the sun. It was not at all. And then the way that it actually lasted was more than 20 minutes, you know, in the same position. Just look at a couple people's pictures on Facebook, or look at some videos on YouTube and see this for yourself. A lot of you globe believers don't pay attention to what they've showed you or what they have told you. Y'all like to regurgitate information to me, saying that, oh, how could you be a flat earther and all that? I want to look into both sides of the story, not just one side of the story. Also, what made me end up coming into flat earth was from other conspiracy theories too, like 9/11. Just think about this, since we're mentioning 9/11, alright? We said it was bin Laden that knocked down the towers, right? This is what y'all saying. You're out there trying to find a man for years. Could not find him. Meanwhile, you're sitting there telling everybody that we have the technology of satellites that is floating in the sky. Wouldn't we have easily found this man if we have satellites in the sky? Just seriously, ask yourself that question. We have satellites floating in the sky, thousands of them. But it took us years to find bin Laden? You don't find that strange? Let me tell you something about satellites. Satellites are not in the sky. They're ground-based. And if you do end up detecting something from the sky, it's more likely coming from a hot air balloon or an airplane. There is no outer space. I'm just letting you know that now. They're lying to you, making money off you, especially black people. You would spend all that money to go out to outer space, but you can't even help nobody in your own fucking community, though. Please tell me, how much sense does that really make? Spend the money to go somewhere else and you haven't even fixed your own home yet? Just please tell me, how much sense does that really make? I'm just waiting. Another thing is this. I also did the test of the round objects touching other round objects or moving objects. You know, if a ball is to touch another moving object or a round object, it's going to move. Especially when you're telling me that the earth is moving at 1,000 miles per hour, you would actually feel it. This is what I'm talking about, using your common sense. You don't even use your 5 senses to actually know what's actually going on. See, if you weren't sitting there watching TV all day, playing PlayStation and Xbox all day, right? You would actually understand what's really going on. Y'all like taking pictures on Instagram and all that, but you don't actually take pictures of what's really going on. But you sit here and say you go by observation. Really? If you went by observation, we want to see, I know people like me as well would want to see what you talk for yourself as an individual. I want to know what work you've done from an individual point of view. And like I said, though, let's have a live discussion about this. Let's not just only talk in the comment section. We're grown adults, as I mentioned before. Let's talk for real in a live stream. I don't block people. I'm not going to troll you or nothing. And if you think I'm wrong with the whole flat earth thing, let's put some money on it. I'm willing to bet the whole paycheck. I swear to God, I kid you not, on my life, on my soul, on my cousin's grave. We could keep going on and on. I'm not trolling. I'm really dead serious. Let's put some money on it and let's see what we really know. In fact, let me show y'all something in this book. And I mentioned this in the last video too. Let me see if I remember where it was. I think it was on page hold on, I think it was page 34 in this book of Pawns in the Game, and I think I found it now. This is a good book to read because it talks about the Illuminati and how they was formed. Okay? So, look, here at page 24, you can also look at this on my previous video because I read it and I show it. But here's what it says. Page 24. Look at the importance of youth. There. And if you want to pause the video later on, I want you to read this. Here's what it says. I'm going to read to you. It says, here's the importance of youth. The importance is of capturing the interest of youth, and this is emphasized with the admonition that our agendas should infiltrate into all classes and levels of society and government for the purpose of fooling, bemusing, and corrupting the younger members of society by teaching them theories and principles we know to be false. Just listen to that part. I really want y'all to listen to that. Also, there's some other things as well. It says here in number 21, Economic War, it says, this was the plan to rob the Goyim, which means human cattle, of their landed properties and industries. Okay, and it says a combination of high taxes and unfair competition was advocated to bring about the economic ruin of the Goyim as far as their national financial interests and investments were concerned. In the international field, they felt they could be encouraged to price themselves out of the market, and this would be achieved by the careful control of raw materials, organized agitation amongst workers for shorter hours and higher pay. Okay, basically what this is this. This is modern day slavery. And this is why they're doing this, okay? They're there to control you guys. That's why you need to start reading some books, especially black people, man. Remember what I said earlier, the best way to hide information from a Negro is to put it in a book, because they know you motherfuckers won't read. Most of you know, at least. Or if you do read, you only have selective reading. You only go by shit that you like to hear instead of what you need to actually know. You guys that sit there and argue with me in the comment section, okay, let's get back to you guys. How come you never want to do the live stream with me? I just want to know. I mean, you think you're right. You know you're right. This is what you're saying, right? You know that you're right. But you don't want to get in a live stream with me. You don't want to read one, and I already know the reason why you don't want to. And you said you've read something about the flat earth. I already know you're lying about that. I already know you guys is lying about it. Like, seriously. That's exactly why when y'all say you ain't intimidated, you don't want to come into the stream at all. You never do. I don't understand why. I mean, we just have a friendly debate. And that's what makes me not believe in the globe even more. The way that you guys defend it so much. But you never told me one thing that you read about the flat earth. I mean, I'm not asking you to agree with everything that's being said about it. I'm just asking you, why can't you read one thing and do things for yourself? We're grown adults. Something that's in a book or a piece of paper offends you that much, you'll come in the comment section. You'll sit here and troll. You'll sit here and talk to me about what you actually believed in instead of everything that we read. See, I'm the type of person that's going to go with things that's uncomfortable that sounds uncomfortable. You understand that? In real life situations, I've had to actually take care of my family, worked every day. I have proof of that on my Facebook pictures and stuff like that. I ain't hiding that shit from you. You know, I used to work every single day. I'm the type of person that really like to help people out. And that's why I talk about things like this. It also, Flat Earth made me a more social person. Back then, I wasn't that social. I mean, I would talk to people, but when I was younger, though, I really didn't mess with a lot of people. Now that I got into the Flat Earth and things like that, it's made me understand that I've self-educated myself, done things that most people are not willing to accomplish, and it's not even something that's really hard to do. All you have to do is just look in a book. Education should be free. That's why I mean by formal education is a form of slavery, because they make you pay for it, and then you be in all this college debt, not having the job that you actually want. Now, if you did go to like vocational school, trade school, that's a little bit different, because you actually would learn some things. And please tell me something about this, okay? I went to school for electrician, right? You learn about architecture, blueprints. Just tell me how much sense does it really make to build a foundation on a round surface? Please tell me how much. Or a moving surface at that. Do you actually know how to build buildings and things like that? You got to make sure nothing is moving at all when you're creating something. And this is another reason why I became a Flat Earther. It lets me know a lot more about creativity, what I can do on my own, what I'm able to do as a person, as an individual, that will help better myself, and then in turn it can help better other people. That's why I became a Flat Earther. I wanted to do something that most people aren't willing to do. You know, we don't never hear one of you globe believers actually showing pictures, actually doing live streams like this at all. I'm serious. Like, I never see y'all get on the camera and actually sit down and want to talk to people. You only want to talk in the comment section. Y'all always say y'all never have time to talk to me in a live stream, but yet you can write long paragraphs or type long paragraphs on my Facebook page, on my Facebook posts. You'll follow those posts a lot. You hate what I say, though, but you'll follow those posts. Then when I ask you to get into a live debate, you back out like little bitches. Excuse my language, but that's what y'all really do. You don't want to have an actual debate. I mean, you sit there and write long paragraphs there to me, right? Right? I mean, if we're going to just sit here and write long paragraphs, we might as well just do a debate. I don't see why it's that hard. And you say you would have won money, right? Well, then let's do the debate for real. But you don't want to do that, right? I don't understand it. That lets me know that you like corporate slavery. You like being a fanboy. I don't. I despise fanboys. You heard what I said earlier. Used to be in them console wars with the PS4, Xbox One people, you know, Sony and Microsoft, Apple, Google, you know, because people argue about the iPhone and Android and all that other dumb shit. You know, instead of actually using the stuff that they talk about. You know, it just makes no sense to me at all. When it comes to reading, okay, you can't just always go by what sounds good to you. When it comes to doing things in life, in general can't always go by what sounds good to you. Sometimes the things that makes you very uncomfortable is what's going to actually make you succeed in life and tell you who's telling you the truth and who's lied to you. I'm being 100% honest with that. Like for example, I mentioned about exercise, and a lot of the people that sit there tell me about the 3 sets of 10, man. Oh, you'll make gains with that. It turns out, though, I had to work out a lot harder than that. And what got me into shape, as I mentioned before, is I done it for survival. I didn't do it to look pretty, even though I do look good when I flex my muscles on Facebook and stuff like that. Do look good, but I tell people, I don't eat the best diet. You see that I smoke, but I still look good for a reason, because I consistently put work behind things. It's not always about what sounds good to you. It's not always about what is common knowledge, because most of the guys that y'all hear y'all information from, you probably never seen no videos from these guys. You never probably seen one picture from these guys. And then you never looked at an opposite viewpoint, which you could have tried out through trial and error, through your own experience, doing experimentation. You don't want to do that. That lets me know a lot about you. You don't love yourself. It really, that's what it really tells me. You really don't love yourself enough to actually go do some work for yourself. Now, in the one video, I did mention this. There's something on the side of your car door mirror, right? The right side of your car mirror. It says objects are closer than they appear. Objects and mirrors are closer than they appear. Let me repeat this one more time. Objects and mirror are closer than they appear. You want to know what that means to me? And this is what I was talking about, explaining about how this could mean the firmament and the dome, how the earth is flat, how the sun is much closer than what they've told you. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. Just look at me right now. I'm looking at myself at the on the phone. This is a mirror. That's what it's mainly supposed to be about. Yourself. That's the object that's in the mirror that's closer than what appears on the mirror. You know, your face. Just look at me, my face. I'm looking at myself on the phone, right? Doing a selfie movie, pretty much. Selfie movie, that's what we'll call this live stream. Look at yourself in the mirror, okay? This is the one object that's closer in the mirror than it appeared on the mirror. You notice that you can never see your own face unless you go into a reflection, okay? 2 things you should remember about flat earth. Your reflection and your shadow. It'll tell you the truth about everything. You need to start observing things in life. Start paying attention to details. And let me go back to the electrical school, okay? With the satellites. They're ground-based, okay? Went to school for electrician. They already told me how satellites really work. They showed me how they really work. They put underwater copper cables. That's what they do. They put copper cables in the ocean. And that's how you're getting online services with people around the world. There ain't nothing floating in the sky. And just also think about this. They got what they call the 5G networks. If you're starting to see like cell phone towers and stuff on top of buildings, that's the new 5G network. They got cameras on every street corner and stuff now. That's what it really is. This is how they really are tracking people down. For real. If you really been paying attention, we can actually take pictures of this, and there's people that are on YouTube recording this, taking pictures of it. I'm the guy that does it on Facebook. I pay attention to what goes on in my surroundings. That's what you got to do when you start doing things in nature. You got to start paying attention to what's going on in your surroundings, and don't believe everything that they've told you. I'm just letting you know that now. I'm telling you this as a friend. I wouldn't sit here and tell you I was a flat earther for no reason. I wouldn't keep bringing this shit up. You know? Then also think about it like this. Right here, this is the bench press here. In fact, oh shit. Yeah, the bench press. I just use this for like shoulder press and stuff like that. Got the other bench press outside. But anyway, when you're doing a bench press, right? You're supposed to lay flat on your back. If you curve, man, you fuck up the whole thing. Same thing with push-ups, which is my favorite exercise. Which push-ups is the foundation of getting strong if you want to do calisthenics or get better at benching. I'm telling you, do a lot of push-ups. I guarantee you, you'll get stronger at doing almost every other exercise. But you need a strong, solid foundation. And when you're doing push-ups, your back has to be flat with your legs in order to do the push-up correctly. Okay? It's a reason why you need something to be flat. It's always going to be at a 90-degree angle. I mean, that's basic geometry. For real. These guys want to sit here and tell me I'm not good at math, but if you were to really put this math out here and actually use that math in a real life situation, you would find out that the earth really was flat. You know, these guys tried to argue with me in the comment section, and I've actually showed them on record that it is flat. You know, me living in Pittsburgh, right? Where I live at, the U.S. Steel building's about 10 miles away. But you see it still standing straight up. You can look at one of my previous videos, and then I had the information on Google Maps, too. You know, it says there that if you were about 10 miles away, it would be about 66 feet drop in curvature. The building should be tilted in a different direction, but you see it still standing straight up. People are going to say it's too big to notice. When in nature or in science has an object been too big to actually see when it comes to observation? Just ask yourself that question. Same thing goes with the earth spinning, right? You're in an airplane. You're sitting here telling me that you can't see 1,000 miles per hour. Meanwhile, the object is super big enough to actually see. Just please tell me how much common sense does that really make? Go sit down in the corner. Ask yourself, how much common sense does that really fucking make? I just really want you to think for yourself. Please tell me that shit. You know, I'm not trying to cuss too much, but hey, I'm really being serious. Just tell me how much sense does it really make that it's not observable to see an object that is big. Too big. It's too big for you to notice something. Just listen to yourself when you're talking to me about that. Just listen to that. How can something be too big for you to notice? If you see a bigger building and a smaller building, what are you going to notice first from a far distance? The bigger object, or the object that's closer, right? Then you're sitting there telling people that the sun is 93 million miles away, but you can see it in plain sight. Meanwhile, the moon is supposed to be 238,000 miles away, right? But you can see that real close. I'm going to let you know something right now. If you read the Bible and things like that, the moon and the sun is exactly the same size. Okay? And no, the moon is not a reflection of the sun. Stop saying that. Because it's not. If you actually sat in moonlight for a long time, it will feel a lot colder than being in the shade. Just go outside and do this for yourself. You can do this for yourself. The moon is out right now. If you get direct moonlight on you, it's going to feel colder than shade. Just like if you're getting direct sunlight, it's going to be hotter than it being in the shade. The moon gives off its own light. The sun gives off its own light. End of story. Anybody that wants to sit here and argue this, go out in nature and actually do it for yourself. Don't just go by what these scientists told you. Go out and do something for yourself. Think for yourself. Do for yourself. You know? I'm your brother. That's what I am. I'm here to help you out. I'm here to help you understand what is common sense and what is not common sense. And if you still don't believe it, go ahead and ask to go on a vacation to space. Or go ask to be on a vacation to go to Antarctica and see what they tell you. Remember, these guys make billions of dollars there. We should have been colonized all types of places. We should have buildings on the moon and we should be able to see them, especially how bright the moon be. We should have buildings there. Meanwhile, if you were to take a telescope, right? Take a telescope, a high-power telescope, you will see stars right behind the moon. You'll see clouds behind the moon sometimes. Seen clouds behind the sun too, especially when you're flying in the airplane. Go take pictures of this. Don't sit here and argue with me. Go take the pictures for your damn self, and then come tell me something. But we know you won't do it, because most of y'all are lazy as fuck, and that's a problem with me, and that's another reason why I became a flat earther too. It's all about putting in some work behind a real life situation and not being comfortable with what somebody else has told me. 'Cause that's slavery. Real shit. They used to tell the time by looking at the sun, where the position of the sun is. You know? Our ancestors were smart. That's how they survived. Without all this technology, okay? Let's get rid of our cell phones, or our TVs and all that. Then what are you left with? You have to learn how to survive in nature. And then please tell me how the globe actually would apply to you in real life. Really, tell me that. When you get rid of all this technology, or if the technology's not available, please explain how the globe really would help you adapt in nature. Because it's not. Let's be brutally honest. It's not. That's why none of you guys never want to do a real debate. Because you don't want to talk about what's real. And then for a black person to believe in this shit, and you sit here telling everybody that the system is so unfair to us, right? This is what you black motherfuckers say. You Negroes say the system's so unfair. Do you think they would have taught you the right thing about the shape of the earth for real? They got you to believe in something that doesn't even make no fucking sense for real. I thought you guys were the inventors of everything. But now you want to learn everything that other people's learned, but not your own shit. Really? So if you think they've treated you unfair with everything else, you think they would have actually been fair of telling you where you live? I'm just asking you that, black people. That's something you need to think about. Seriously. I just don't get people. You get afraid of looking at something that's in a piece of paper, a book. Education's supposed to be free, but you're paying all this money to go to college and you're still fucking hurting. That's what formal education's done to you guys. That's the reason why I don't believe in the globe no more. I don't want to believe in it, and especially when you're coming in here as a fanboy, you're sitting there telling me all the stuff that you read about the globe. You're just regurgitating shit that I've already read. You're wasting your time. Please tell me something that you've actually read on a flat earth. We know you won't do it. That's why you're afraid to bet money with me in a real life live stream. Let's be brutally honest. You would not win this debate with me. Or with any other flat earther. We're just being brutally honest with you guys. You know? Start paying attention to details. Start paying attention to everything. Not just the shit that sounds good to you. Pay attention to the shit that don't sound good to you. Then come back to me and tell me what makes sense and what don't make sense. Other than that, let's not just argue in the comment section no more. That shit's done and over with. We don't want that no more. We want to see you be a full-grown adult, a grown-ass man, a grown-ass woman, and have a real discussion, especially if we're friends. Let's have a real discussion, and let's talk about everything we've done. That's what I mean by this is going to make you very uncomfortable. Okay? Anyway, I think I rambled on a lot for this first half. I think I am going to make some more videos like this, because I actually am going to show you a couple other things. Oh yeah, one more thing before I go. You guys that sit here and tell me to stay in school, right? Well, let me ask you this question. Do you know what you needed to actually pass high school or college? What was actually a requirement? That was doing a research paper. Okay? See, us flat earthers wanted to get out of school. That's why we do our researching. Or the people that dropped out of school. They wanted to self-educate themselves. All you guys that says stay in school, that lets me know you love slavery. Real shit. It's as simple as that. You love slavery. Oh, you should stick in school. Why would I want to stay in school when they ain't taught me everything right? Where they're taxing me, nickel and diming me. Just please tell me that. And also, not every part of the world actually believes that the earth is round. In fact, I know somebody in the Philippines that will straight up tell you it is flat. We don't depend on education, the educational system. We have to survive in real life situations. Something that most of you formal educated guys don't know shit about. Let's just be honest. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna come with another video. I'm Dre. Just wanted to give my 2 cents out here. Hopefully y'all liked the video. And I will make more videos like this if y'all do like this video. Alright, guys. Y'all have a good night. Peace.